In the seminary, Dr. Cahall told us emphatically once, gentlemen, if you get up on Trinity Sunday and tell everyone that you don't have anything to say because the Trinity is a mystery, I will hunt you down like the dogs that you are. Obviously, that made an impression because I still remember that many years on. I'm not necessarily worried that Dr. Cahall is going to burst through the back doors of the church, but I do want to emphasize that aspect of mystery this Trinity Sunday. We've spoken about the mystery of the Trinity before, and we will continue to do so. But I do think, and this applies to everything about our faith, really, that I think what many people need to reflect on, and so this is going to be your homework, is the necessity to approach God in humility. I think too many people approach their faith for how they feel or what they get out of it. And really how you feel is getting something out of it, right? So this is very true about the Mass. Many people value their assistance at Mass simply based off of how they feel, which is why criticisms about the sermon and the music are usually the highest on the list. Our prayer life, our personal prayer time, our meditation time, very often people do not feel that they're praying well simply because they're not, quote, getting anything out of it. They don't feel that they're getting anything out of it. And that's the same thing for many things about our faith and about the parish life, the life of the parish church. Many people are like, wow, I wasn't being fed at the Catholic Church. It's because we don't know how to approach God. And again, given the fact that we are confronted with such a great mystery as the Trinity, we should register the fact that humility is necessary. You've probably heard the story maybe once every year on this feast day of St. Augustine, one of the great doctors of the church, early doctors of the church, who, walking along the seashore, contemplating the Trinity, sees the boy digging the hole and trying to put the water from the sea into the hole. And when he asks him what he's doing, he tells him what he's doing, and St. Augustine laughs and says, "That is impossible." To which the boy responds, "It would be easier for me to put this seed into this hole than for you to put the concept of the Holy Trinity in your head." And then disappears. And again, while Dr. Cahall is correct, we should not stop and give up. We need to have the proper disposition of humility, of accepting this mystery, of being open and receiving, instead of being like little children, and not in a healthy sense of give me, give me, give me. I want, I want, I want. God's not giving me my petitions to my prayers. I don't feel anything when I go to church, etc., etc. No. We have to come and be open. Now, if we do approach with that right disposition, then we get all of him and more. Not more than him, because that doesn't make sense, right? It would be more than God. But we get all of him in so many different ways and with so many different benefits. Look at the mystics and the great saints, right? They had such intimacy with God because of their humble approach. Now, don't get me wrong. We need a lot more people doing theology and reading books. But before any of that, there has to be humility. It's the virtue that's missing in all of us to some degree. It's one of the greatest signs of the fall. But it certainly is something which we can have with God and not realize it. No one here, I would assume, is going to say, I'm as good as God. No one here is going to say that you are equals and that God owes you anything because of who you are, etc., etc. But we have more subtle forms of pride, especially in our approach to God. And so I think it was very important that we cultivate that virtue. But before we even try and cultivate it, because doing it on our own would be pride, is to ask for it. There's a line that's, I think, made it into memes the last couple of weeks. I just saw it this week, and I think it's a really well done line. I'm not approving of the source. I don't remember who it is. He's not Catholic, but, broken clocks, right? He says, the sun will burn out your eyes at 92 million miles. I think that's the measurement, right? And you want to casually saunter into the presence of its creator? We have to have the right disposition to recognize there is no way a human being would have known that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. There's no way a human being could come up with that mystery, and certainly no human being can understand that mystery. And so let our lesson today be, and again, our homework, is to ask for, to meditate on the need for, and to speak to God about the necessity for humility so that we can approach Him with the right disposition to receive what He has to offer, which is Himself, a loving union of three divine persons into which He invites us if we cooperate.